Have you ever wondered what stands between you and a life of peace and contentment? The answer may lie in an ancient wisdom, deeply rooted in Buddhism, which identifies the three poisons as the root causes of human suffering. These three poisons are greed, hatred, and delusion. Greed, in this context, is not just about material possessions. It's about a never-ending thirst for more power, more recognition, more satisfaction. Hatred, on the other hand, is not merely anger or resentment. It's a deep-seated aversion that can consume us, turning us against ourselves and others. Lastly, delusion is not just about being misinformed. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the way things truly are, a veil that blinds us from reality. These poisons seep into our lives, causing disturbance and distress. But the good news? They're not invincible. Let's delve deeper into these three poisons, shall we? Imagine yourself in a desert, thirsty and desperate for water. This, my friends, is the essence of greed. Greed, like a relentless thirst, is a force that can consume us, driving us to accumulate more than we need. We see it in the pursuit of material possessions, from the latest gadgets to the grandest of homes. It's not just about things, though. Greed extends to power, status, and even time. Consider a CEO so engrossed in the race for corporate dominance that he neglects his family and health, or a politician so consumed by the quest for power that he loses sight of the very people he's supposed to serve. These are but examples of how greed can lead to harm and unrest. It's an insidious cycle, really. The more we get, the more we want. Yet, no matter how much we accumulate, it never seems to be enough. Greed, it seems, leaves us forever dissatisfied, perpetually wanting more. Have you ever held a burning coal in your hand? Hatred is much like that. It burns not just others, but us too. Imagine hatred as a wildfire, spreading fast and furious, leaving nothing but ash in its wake. It's not just the overt anger and aggression we see on the surface. Often it's subtle, simmering under the surface, waiting for a spark to ignite. It's the quiet resentment, the grudges we hold, the spiteful thoughts we harbor. Take, for example, a feud between two friends. The hatred starts small, maybe over a simple misunderstanding, but as it festers, it grows, consuming their friendship, their peace of mind, and eventually their well-being. It's a destructive force, one that not only harms those in its path, but also the one who harbors it. It eats away at our inner peace, our happiness, and our ability to love and be loved. Hatred, then, is a flame that consumes us from within. Imagine walking through a dense fog, unable to see what lies ahead. This is the delusion we often find ourselves in. Delusion, or moha, as it's known in Buddhism, is a complex concept that refers to the distortion of our understanding of reality. It's like a veil that blinds us, clouding our mind with misconceptions and false beliefs. Consider this. Imagine believing that happiness can only be found through material wealth. This delusion might drive us to work relentlessly, sacrificing our health and relationships in the pursuit of riches. Yet when we finally achieve this wealth, we often find that happiness still eludes us. This is the suffering that delusion can cause. Or think about a time when you've judged someone based solely on their appearance or first impression. This delusion prevents us from seeing the person's true nature and potential, leading us down a path of misunderstanding and miscommunication. Delusion, in essence, blinds us to the truth of our existence. So, how do we free ourselves from these three poisons that cause so much suffering? The key lies in understanding and addressing our innate tendencies towards greed, hatred, and delusion. These are not just abstract concepts, but real forces that drive our thoughts, words, and actions, often leading to pain and dissatisfaction. Greed, the insatiable thirst for more, can be tempered by practicing contentment and gratitude. Hatred, the flame that burns us, can be cooled by fostering compassion and empathy towards ourselves and others. Delusion, the veil that blinds us from reality, can be lifted by cultivating mindfulness and understanding the impermanent nature of things. Buddhist practices offer us tools to reduce these poisons. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and actions. Compassion encourages us to treat others with kindness, and understanding impermanence reminds us that everything changes. Remember, the journey of overcoming these poisons is a lifelong one. But every step we take brings us closer to peace and contentment.